It's potentially a treasury reserve asset, and if Bitcoin rises in price, it actually helps offset the liabilities, which is the deficit.
So you were at 150, I think, on Bitcoin, weren't you? But
yeah.
Not necessarily by the end of this year, or?
I think 6 figures is still possible before the end of the year, yeah.
And then more next year and the year after?
Yeah, I think because now, post-halving and now Bitcoin's becoming a lot more relevant, and I think maybe the regulatory overhang is diminishing, that there's a lot of upside from here, yes.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. We know we have options today. But guys, don't forget on the weekend we're the only game in town. And also we have stocks overall flat. We do have the Dow up. Now make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We had Jerome Powell in the house, and now that he's gone, we have to pay attention to the bond market because Jerome Powell won't be back until December 18th. Now make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, short end is up, long end is down, and yield rates are still strong, and I definitely see them moving up because no one wants this paper. They'll take the short end, but they don't want the long end. The only person that's buying this is the central banks. Right now, we have the dollar back up. We have volume and crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $159 billion yesterday. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And we have Fed Jerome Powell cuts the rates 25 basis points. And he made every excuse not to say that he would cut in December. It wasn't like the last meeting where he was like, definitely, they're going to be cutting November and December. But he basically stated that if yield rates, this bond market keep acting the way it is, it's going to do the job for the Fed. So that means the Fed doesn't have to do anything. That means that they're going to pause. So if these yield rates keep rising or stay where they're at, the Fed is not going to do anything because we know inflation is not going anywhere. And he gave us a Janet Yellen line. Prices are not going down. That's the reason why we need to see wage growth. And we're definitely not going to see wage growing. Only thing we're going to see is layoffs growing. If you're part of the Patreons, they keep coming. And I got more to send. But it's so many bankruptcies and layoffs, I can't even post them all. But we steady seeing the Dow all-time highs, S&P all-time highs, NASDAQ all-time highs, and that's all coming from the central banks. We had Warren Buffett sell billions and doesn't do anything to the stock market. The stock market goes up, and we clearly know that's a signal that the markets are about to tank. But they're going to keep the parade going on for the sheep. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have China unveils a $1.4 trillion package to ease local government financing issues. And we know China and the BRICS nations are getting ready for this fourth industrial revolution. Putin said out his own mouth, a new world order is being formed, and the old one is dissolving. And all he was saying is that America to Babylon is about to fall, and the BRICS nations led by China is about to rise. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs right now are down. And we have BlackRock $1.1 billion in a single day net inflows for the spot Bitcoin ETF. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have Coinbase brings Bitcoin to Solana. And we know DeFi is definitely the new banking. And when it comes to the altcoins, we saw a lot of them get flipped. And we know that's what happens when we see crypto hitting all-time highs. And if Bitcoin can stay up this high, we know altcoins are going to continue on moving up. And lastly, we have Flare Network and Red Date Technology allow mainland Chinese residents to purchase stablecoins. And we know nothing happens in Hong Kong without China. Hong Kong is just a straw man for China. And you know I've told you time and time again, they're going to use Hong Kong in order to interact with the rest of the globe. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, but the residents are able to register anonymous, but they'll still be using that Chinese digital ID. But again, stable coins are the foundation of this new digital economy because it's nothing but digital fiat, but it has even more power due to smart contracts because they'll be able to tell you what, when, when, and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guess all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.